Have you ever prayed and heard nothing back? No sign, no answer, no direction, just silence. And in that silence, you start wondering, God, where are you? If you've ever felt that, this message is for you. There is something deeply painful about divine silence. When life is good, we don't question God's voice. But when life falls apart, when the diagnosis comes, when the relationship ends, when the money runs out, when the anxiety won't stop, silence feels unbearable. You pray harder, you try to believe stronger, you look for signs everywhere, and still, nothing. But here's the truth most people miss. Silence does not mean absence. Let me say that again. Silence does not mean absence. In the Bible, Joseph was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, thrown into prison for years. God said nothing. No angel appeared. No miracle happened. No explanation was given. Just silence. But behind that silence, God was working. Building character, building resilience, building timing. And one day, Joseph moved from prison to palace in a single moment. What felt like abandonment was actually preparation. Sometimes God is silent because He is preparing something greater than you can imagine. Anyone can trust God when prayers are answered quickly. But silence tests something deeper. It tests faith. Faith is not believing when everything makes sense. Faith is believing when nothing does. In the book of Job, Job lost everything: his wealth, his children, his health, and for a long time, God was silent. No explanation, no comfort, no clear reason. But Job said something powerful. Though he slay me, yet will I trust him. That is mature faith. Not emotional faith, not temporary faith, but anchored faith. Sometimes silence is not rejection. It is refinement. We often want explanations, but God often gives transformation instead. We want answers. God often gives growth instead. If God explained everything, you would not need faith. And faith is the foundation of your relationship with Him. Think about this. A teacher is always silent during a test. Silence does not mean the teacher left the room. It means the test is in progress. If you are in a silent season, you might be in a growth season. Even Jesus experienced silence. On the cross, He cried out, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" That moment felt like abandonment, but it was not defeat, it was fulfillment. The greatest victory in history was happening inside what looked like silence. If silence did not mean defeat for Jesus, it does not mean defeat for you. So, what do you do when God seems silent? You keep praying. You keep showing up. You keep trusting. You do not measure God's presence by your emotions. You measure it by His promises. And His promise says, "I will never leave you, nor forsake you." Never. Not in confusion, not in pain, not in silence. Even when heaven feels quiet, God is still present, working, aligning things, protecting you from what you cannot yet see. If you are in a silent season right now, hear this clearly. God is not ignoring you. He is shaping you. He is strengthening you. He is preparing you for what is ahead. Silence is not the end. It is often the beginning. And one day, you will look back and realize God was working the entire time. If this message spoke to you, type "I trust God" in the comments. And remember, just because heaven is quiet does not mean heaven is empty.